Hey, how's it going? Welcome back to Tool Show with me, Master Dan, the Journeyman shooter. And it's a beautiful morning. I'm up here in Crescent Heights. The clouds are just starting to pop. I'm about to go to work, so I have my coffee, and I figured why not have a little coffee time break with a nice friend of yours and one, a master of electricity, mentor in the community, a lot of different things. So I figured why not have one of our coffee time segments. And today I mixed up a caramel drizzle with, I think it's a peanut butter cup that my mom sent me. It's pretty good, and I wondered, why does Snoop Dogg drink this kind of coffee? For the peanut butter cups. No, I'm just kidding, it's not for the peanut butter cups. It's faux drizzle, as you guys already probably know, and that's it's a horrible joke, so I apologize for that, but it's a beautiful morning here, and I'm just up early, so I figured, what should we talk about today? It's a coffee time segment, and I really had a couple plans, and I always have a few that are kind of ready all the time, and I have a billion ideas of what to talk about, but today there's one that I really wanted to talk about that it's kind of been something that's been meaningful to me my whole life, basically, and what is it? Well, as you can see behind me, there's some beautiful bridges over there. And what are we going to be talking about? Well, burning bridges. No, it's not our liar, liar, pants on fire segment. That's burning bridges. But the burning bridges is a totally different thing, basically. And that's when it's kind of a different way of looking at it. There's many different styles, and you got to be careful where you're talking about that kind of stuff at, because, yeah, you can get in a lot of trouble if you say that out loud in the wrong place. And especially if you're near a main bridge and you say something about burning one down. I know there's a place not far from here where some volunteer firefighter burned down a whole bunch of bridges, and it was real life bridges. But I'm talking about metaphysical bridges, or metaphorical bridges, not metaphysical. That's well, I guess it could be metaphysical, but metaphorical bridges, and that's what I'm kind of talking about today. So what are we going to be talking about? What does that mean, though, burning a bridge? And well, burning a bridge is when you can't cross that bridge again. When you set that bridge on fire and it's destroyed, you're not going to be able to cross it. You're going to have to swim underneath, or you're going to have to figure some way across, especially if you got a big old pit that you have to get through. Good luck trying to get across there, unless you get some kind of rope bridge or something. You make it and you shoot it across, have somebody go across, tie it securely, and no, I'm just kidding, don't worry about that, and I'm getting too far off topic here. But burning bridges, that's part of what it is especially in life, you got to have an escape plan, or you got to have some kind of exit strategy, basically, a way to get out of where you're at if you're in somewhere that's not good. And a lot of the time you have to recross those bridges that helped you get there, and I know it may seem like you're going backwards, but a lot of the time in life, that's sometimes the easiest path. Because if you keep going forward in a place that you hate, or you're doing something wrong and you're going forward and keep doing that same thing over and over again, it's just a cycle, and eventually you just get tired of it and you go back and try to ask those people that helped you before for help, and it's too late because you did something wrong. And that's what burning a bridge is basically if you get upset with somebody that's helped you or something that got you to where you are today, basically you can't go back over that bridge because you burned it down. You said something you shouldn't have, you did something you shouldn't have, you basically went too far, or something happened. I know a couple times I burned a few bridges myself, and oh man, it's probably not the best thing, but really those bridges, I would have paid to watch those things go up. Yeah, it was, I said some good things, and I know it probably helped or hurt me a lot in the past, but that's what I always thought. But everything leads you to where you're going, and they're all great stories that got me to where I was. I know the one time I was fired with pneumonia, and I got a little upset, but, well, I didn't really get upset. I didn't even get upset, even thinking about it now. It's like I was calm, cool, collected, and they still fired me, but that's part of what it is. You just got to stick up for yourself sometimes, and it's going to get you in trouble, but it's also going to get you to good places. But you want to be careful that you don't burn those bridges. You got to keep friends, because it's a who you know world. The more people you know, the more bridges that you can have to cross, the more paths that you have, the more options, you're way better off. There's a lot of people that don't have any paths. They don't have any options. They're stuck basically, I don't know, doing whatever they're doing, and sometimes that's not a good thing, because I don't know, if you're in a bad place and you're not in a place that's going to help you, it's just a bridge that you're not going to be able to go back over. And sometimes you have to double back and go over those bridges, and because they really did help you. Everything, even in your life, I know it may not seem that way, but everything is leading to who you're going to be. If you had a tough time, it's just like me. I've had a lot of horrible situations, but I make the most out of it, and I believe that something good is going to come from those, and that's why I'm here teaching you guys about it. And luckily, you guys are here listening to me, or at least you're kind of just turned on your YouTube, which is awesome too, because I'll take whatever likes or videos or whatever views or subscriptions, anything you guys can do to help me out. That's going to be great, and eventually it's going to lead me to someplace bigger, and that's why I got to be careful not to burn all the bridges. I know there's a few situations where I'd just love to say something. I'd just really love to just let some people have it, but I know eventually in the long run it's going to make me a better person for just keeping quiet and doing something good. So why not? Why not just keep quiet and make the most out of it, have a whole bunch more bridges that you can cross in the later dates, and that's going to be great, because see right over there, that's the peace bridge. And a lot of the time you want to have the peace going on between you and whatever you're going to need to use later, because you don't want to cross over a troubled water bridge, because yeah, it could be dangerous, especially if that bridge, even if you didn't burn the bridge completely, there's still going to be some frays in that ropes that are holding the bridge up, and yeah, you don't want that to happen, because that bridge could collapse at any time, and especially if you've got something holding over you that's not there, that's structurally sound, like a good relationship that you've already said something or done something stupid that you shouldn't have. Sometimes it's better just to keep moving on, because eventually those bridges will heal themselves. Somebody's gonna hire a crew of people to go back and fix them, so why not just keep going? You can't just give up and wait. So that's all I wanted to talk about today, and that's it. Burning bridges. Not your underwear, but the actual bridges out there in the real world. So, for Tool Show, I'm Master Dan, the Journeyman shooter. Get out there and avoid some bridge burning. Unless that's what you're into, or unless you really want to see something go up. But other than that, it's just easier just to be polite, respectful, and play the game. People think that they win if you just say you're sorry sometimes, and sometimes it's easier to let somebody think they win, because really, what's the point in fighting with anybody? You can go back and plan your revenge and come back and win later. Nah, just kidding, don't do it. Just avoid the revenge. The best revenge is to be successful, so start something new. Become a famous musician, a race car driver, start your own TV show that's not Tool related and comedy about. But even then, it's like, good luck competing with my story. I worked for free in the sewers while people, did stuff to me that were horrible. So, and then I also went to the oil patch. I worked in oil refineries. I've been next to explosions. I've seen fires. Anything you can imagine. I've had some horrible jobs. Wastewater treatment plants. It's been a horrible thing. Gun club. Lots of good stuff, but they've all made me out to who I am. I'm Master Dan, the Journeyman shooter. And that's it. So for Tool Show, I'm Master Dan, the Journeyman shooter. Get out there and walk over some clean bridges, I guess. Yeah, just don't burn them. Thank you so much. Have a good day.